The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, what it do, Saturday afternoon. What it do. What's been going on? I named this chaos. Hold on, let me turn this light. Because the other day I made a post. No, I made the car live, and I was talking about college football's been a mockery. People want to talk about Michigan and the things that we have going on. And lo and behold, just like that, other people have things going on, whether it's Michigan State with their recruiting violations now from the Mel Tucker era, whether you have Ohio State, whatever they got going on, dudes stealing money from Caleb Downs, whatever it is, some going on. I just said that. And then it happens. Your boy Spiro, I done posted his some of his old tweets. He's getting cooked. He's getting cooked on Twitter. He's cooked. That post went viral. He's cooked. I mean, I don't know what to say. That boy that got cooked. But that's the thing. College football is dirty. So there is no moral ground. And that's what I was trying to say in that live. And now it's all just happening like I'm Nostradamus. So that's what's going on with that. We can touch on it some more in the comments. This is gonna be one of them old ones, where I'm in the comments a lot more, but yeah, besides that, we got Michigan, Bryce. They say Bryce is killing it right now. And that's a beautiful thing. Bryce is killing it. The players are saying his accuracy, his touch, the way he just carries himself and plays, it's a difference. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? So everything is looking up and up for Michigan right now, at least. What's going on with Caleb Downs? They're saying somebody stole some of one. They're saying nobody knows for sure just yet on why these guys got fired, but the word is that they took some of his NIL money. That's what the word is. Nothing is factual just yet, but that's the speculation. Stallion said Bryce is already NFL ready. He might be, and I was going back and forth with Burks on Stallions. Stallions helped us get Bryce. I don't care what anybody says. It might not have been a lot, but don't tell me having a guy that worked at Michigan on the staff didn't help. You can't tell me that it didn't help. It was just reported that money wasn't taken from Downs, and it was a false report. Something going on, Garrison. Something going on. I ain't gonna speculate. Something going on. Something is going on. Oh yeah, I got something for you too, Garrison.
Sit down, Garrison. Boys of college football.
Let me play it one more time.
Garrison, boys of college football.
So something going on. Garrison, voice of college football. Something going on. It's something going on. But yeah, something going on. Yeah, something going on everywhere. If it's not some recruiting violations or some, you got Georgia. They just do whatever they want. They riding dirty. They doing whatever they want. But yeah, yeah, everybody's dirty, and that's why I try not to. That's why I don't get caught up in this. This Michigan and we're clean and we're better than I don't get into all that stuff. Because to me, you never know what somebody's doing, and in college football, you really don't know what somebody's doing. Yeah. So I've been on Spiro because y'all, what y'all been doing. Y'all been riding for him. So I've been on his head. I've been on his head. Yeah, I ain't gonna front. I've been on that boy head. So I'm trying to, let's see. But yeah, Michigan spring game is next week. I think Ohio State's was today. None of these games are on TV anymore. Aren't on TV. Ohio State, they played touch football last year and kind of messed it up, I think. Yeah, I think y'all did. But regardless, neither of them are on TV. They're delayed. I know Michigan's is delayed, and I imagine Ohio State's is delayed, also probably be on Big Ten Network or something like that. But the thing I'm looking to see is just, you got to take whatever you see with a grain of salt, But I want to see how Bryce throws that ball, the touch, the anticipation, things that you can actually take from a quarterback, just actually making throws, So I'm looking for all that. Oh boy, it's a battle in the chat. So we got a battle in the chat. Here we go. Let me see. I'm trying to pull some other stuff. Let me see. Hold on. Bear with me. Garrison always bring out the worst in this fan base. He bring out the worst in y'all. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Why did I? But yeah, let me see. But yeah, so we got the spring game coming up. I'm also interested to see Jaden Davis. I'm interested to see him actually throw in person. Mikey King being hurt or whatever is going on with him, that honestly, it was I don't want to say blessing in disguise, but I guess that's the word. I guess that's the correct word, because right now, so Mikey King is hurt, Davis Warren is hurt, and what's Herb Street's son? So yeah, I'm doing another live tomorrow for the fan live tomorrow. The fan live is tomorrow, where I sit back and relax. I don't say much. That's tomorrow. So I'm gonna start doing these, one for me and then one for the fans. So I just let y'all kind of have the show. But yeah, so Jaden Davis and Bryce Underwood are getting a ton of reps right now. Yeah, Herbstreet's son. Exactly, Steven. So that's a ton of reps for the guys that we really want to have the program. Regardless of what we think about Jaden Davis, he was a 4-star. He's talented. And we know what Bryce Underwood can do. We want those dudes to get the reps because those dudes are the future, regardless. You get what I'm saying? So I hate to say it like that, a blessing in disguise, but it kind of is, because those are the dudes we want to start. Those guys are the future of Michigan. Garrison, you in here for all my Ohio State fans, my Ohio State brethren in here. I had to pull this one for y'all.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Look at it. Look what he brought you, bro. But yeah, so we want him to get the reps. We want them to get the reps. So just in case, regardless of what happens, whether Bryce starts, whether Jaden Davis starts, those guys can get as many reps as possible before this season, you know, because the defense, I'm not really worried about. I'm not worried about the defense that much because we've got consistency now with the defense, with Wink. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the defense. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I missed a comment. Does Mikey injury hurt with Warren and Davis being the other guys? No, Davis Warren is he won't be back for mid-season, if that. Just because you've recovered, that don't mean you're ready to play football. You know, same with, and that, I can say the same for Rod Moore. So we still wishing and hoping and praying about that. But I want Jaden Davis to get all those reps. I want Bryce to get all those reps because those out of the guys on our roster, those are the guys with the future at Michigan, possibly. Those are the guys with the highest upsides. So I want them to get as many reps as possible. I don't want Davis Warren taking reps from those dudes. And Mikey Keene, you know, I didn't want him to start anyway. So, I mean, what can I say? I didn't want him to start anyway. So it's not about the defense. I'm not too worried about. I'm hearing Mason Curtis is playing at the nickel also. I like that. I do like that. I like Mason Curtis. Dude's about 6'4", 6'5", and he started to play well last year, you know. So if he's at the nickel, I don't mind that, you know, and we run a lot of zone. Michigan runs a lot of zone. So at that nickel, the important thing about being at that nickel is understanding the zone, understanding how to manipulate the quarterback, and understanding who's coming in your zone, who's running through your zones. You know, so that's the big thing, is understanding how to play that zone well. You know what I'm saying? That nickel, the scheme that we're running, that nickel guy, it's not like, yes, you have to be good in man, but our bread is buttered on zone now, you know, so that's the real thing. But I'm not too worried about the defense, honestly, with the guys coming back, the young guys, and with Wink coming back, you know, I'm not worried about the defense. It's just getting that offense up to where it needs to be so they can carry the load sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Because that was the problem last year. The offense never carried the load. You know, some of the games we won, the defense had to get a defensive touchdown or get a pick and take it down to the one, you know. So it's about the offense being able to carry the load sometimes for the team, you know. And word is that, you know, Sharon Moore, he wanted some bigger receivers. We have a few now. And he said they're starting to make plays. Guys are making plays. Let's see. Chip Lindsey is going to roll and smoke Matt Patricia. That's a good take. What happened to Michigan QB? What's his name? Mikey Keene is hurt, and Davis Warren got hurt in the Raleigh Quest Bowl. So that's what happened. Michigan AD says Michigan went 15-0 without passing the ball. Now we got a passing game too. Moose says 8-4 or 9-3 for the cheaters this year. Huh. It's an interesting post by Moose. It's interesting. Let's see. I'm interested to see how much Jordan Marshall and what's his name? Justice Haynes, Law and Order. I said it first. You heard it here first. You might hear somebody else say it, but it came from here. So I'm interested to see if how much they play in the spring game. One thing I know. Yeah. So I'm getting into that now. One thing I'm not worried about is the running backs, the shape, and those guys being in the right shape, having their bodies ready to understand what it's going to take and the offense that we run, even though we're going to, have a run spread, we're going to run that rock. I love the way Marshall takes care of his body, and I'm hearing the same thing from Justice Haynes. I'm interested to see how much they play. Kinetic and Mays is and TJ's boy Capana. Interested to see how he looks. Has he put on a little more muscle? And I want to see those guys get the care. Law and Order, we kind of know them. I kind of want to see Justice Haynes get some carries just because I haven't seen it in a Michigan uniform. But I really want to see those other guys, Ben Hall, Capana. Is Dunlap still on the team? I think he is. Is he still on the team or is he done? Exactly, Daniel Henry. I wanted Bryce anyway, so that's why I say it was kind of a blessing in disguise, but I don't want to say a blessing. Injury is a blessing. I mean, it just sounds grimy, but whatever. Yeah, that's a fact, Moose. So if I'm them, I wouldn't play Marshall and Haynes much in the spring game, honestly. Especially Marshall looks like he's a workout warrior. He looks like he's a workout warrior. Like he didn't look like a freshman. Like his body didn't look like a freshman's last year. And another year of off season of getting more work in, getting bigger, stronger, faster. I wouldn't play him much. I'd let those other guys see what they can do. Do you want to see the play calling and O-line versus D-line? See, the thing about the O-line is they do like a draft almost. So you can't take much from how the offensive line looks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's mix and match. That's not going to be your starter. It's not like this is the starting D-line or this is the projected starting D-line. It's mixed and matched. So it's hard to take much from it, Is Dunlap's gone? Okay. Thank God. I don't want him taking. I don't want these guys that's been on the team that aren't gonna play taking reps from a Capana or Ben Hall. You know what I'm saying? Like you've been on the team for 5-6 years. I don't want to see you get any carries in the spring game. I'm sorry. You've been on the team that long. I don't want to see you get any carries, and then the regular season comes and you get no carries. No, I want to see some of these young dudes, or guys that still have a bright future get some carries in the spring game, because we don't get to see them. I'm still mad I never got to see Cole Cabana get carries in a spring game. The one time he's actually healthy, we didn't get to see him last year. Thanks, Tony Alford. I wanted to when he did get in the spring game last year, they had him blocking for Orgy or Denegal or one of them. Like, no, bro, get this dude some carries. Let this dude get a couple carries, bro. Michigan basketball is going to be crazy. I've been seeing that they picking up them dudes, and Marmar was telling me that also. All right, Antoine Johnson, I appreciate you joining. We ain't gonna be on here too long, you know. I just wanted to touch on some stuff and see if the chat might get popping, you know. But yeah. AD says, I never had much expectations for a white running back from Dexter. No offense to anyone. You know, I just like speed. And, you know, the one thing that I knew about Cole Cabana was he could run fast, you know. And I don't care if you white, black, Hispanic, Samoan, you know, Asian. I don't care what you is. If you got speed, I want to see. If you got speed, I want to see you have a chance to use that speed at some time. At some time, I want to see you have a chance to use that speed. You know, that's how I am. I want to, you know, so when I watched his film, because you know I'm not big on recruiting. So if I watch somebody's film, they're either a known freak athlete like Jabril Peppers or Blake Corum, or they're fast. Because I don't watch too much film and I ain't shy about it. I'll let you know. Let me know when they sign. Then I'll go check them out. But yeah, so if I actually get talked into watching your film and I can see that you're fast, I want to see that. And that's part of the reason I don't get too into recruiting, because I can't stand. I done spent all this time watching a kid's film and stuff, and I'm hyped about him. And then he goes to Ohio State, and then he goes to LSU, or he goes wherever. I hate that. I hate that. CJ Sadler is him. I'm gonna have to check him out. I don't know much about him, you know. On the game, see, what game was that? College football 25. Cole Cabana was the fastest player on the team, on the game at least, you know. I think he had like 94, 95 speed, you know. I used to start him on the game. I used to start Cole. Speed kills, you know. Yeah, I'll look him up. Definitely. What's his name? Let me not forget it. CJ Sadler. Yeah, I'm gonna look him up. But yeah, so you know, when I hear somebody is fast, I want to see them get on the field. I don't care how you do it. See, this is when you get paid to do your job. This is when you get paid to do your job. This is what you get paid to do. He's fast, but maybe he doesn't have great vision out of the backfield. Okay, maybe he needs to be on a screen. Maybe he needs a slot screen. Maybe he needs a jet sweep. I don't care how you do it. Find a way to get that fast dude the ball. That's what you get paid to do. You know, and that was part of the nightmare we had dealing with Kirk Campbell. You know, it took almost 75% of the season to go by before we saw a running back screen. That's ridiculous when our offensive line was struggling and we were trying to find ways to get it to two of our best players in Khalil Mullins and Donovan Edwards. Why not use a running back screen? That shouldn't take almost 75% of the season. You don't know what you're doing. You know, something so simple as that. Your offensive line is horrible, so these guys are going to shoot up field anyway. They're not going to notice because the pass blocking is horrible anyway. They ain't going to notice. They're going to shoot right past Evan Lincoln and boys last year, you know. But some of these dudes are just getting paid. They're not that good at what they're doing. Didn't Harbaugh take Kurt to the Chargers? Yeah, he did pick him up. Harbaugh is a loyal dude. If it's one thing about Harbaugh, that Harbaugh is loyal. If you're a friend of his or you're a former coach that worked for him, his brother or his dad, you will always have, as long as Harbaugh has a job, you will have a job. That is how he gets down. Harbaugh is, one thing you can't say is he is not a loyal guy. Harbaugh is a ride or die for you. Harbaugh is a ride or die for you. Antoine, sometimes the obvious escapes some of these coaches or cultures. That's because they want to look so smart that they overthink the game. Sometimes you don't have to overthink the game. Sometimes football is one of the simplest sports if you make it simple. You know, a lot of these dudes try to outsmart themselves. They want to be the man. That was a super smart call, man. You know, when sometimes it's obvious. Halfback dive. You're on the one. Halfback dive. You know, let's not make this too hard. Run that ball straight up the gut. It ain't hard. Let's make it easy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they want to get cute. Nope. Sometimes you on the 1 yard line. They got a real good defense, and you got a team that don't want to quit and wants it bad enough. All right. Let's see who want it bad enough. Let's see who want it. 1 yard. Let's get it. Sometimes that's all football comes down to. Who wants it more? Your defense or my offensive line? Your defensive line or your offensive line? Or my running back might just want it more. And the offensive line don't even block that well. He just wanted that bad. The running back, you know. We saw Notre Dame's running back do that against Penn State. Blocking wasn't good. He just wanted it more. Sometimes that's what it comes down to. Just one player wanting it more than everybody else, you know? Yeah, AD, Harbaugh don't, and that almost cost him. Harbaugh is almost loyal to a fault. And we know the Don Brown years, you know, with Don Brown, you know what happened with Don Brown. Hey, when Don Brown got fired, I was like this.
You don't even know. No, but I don't know the English.
Hey, that boy got fired. I went crazy, boy. I was too happy. But yeah. Yeah, he's too loyal, you know, and that can, as a coach, as a head coach, you can't be too loyal to anybody on the staff, really, because your job is to put coaches around these players to make them successful. And if there's one thing I had a problem with Harbaugh is when he did that, because when you keep bad coaches around or coaches that have overstayed their welcome, you're not hurting. Yeah, of course you're hurting the fans, but you're hurting the players. That's who you hurting. When you keep coaches around for too long and they're not good, the players aren't growing in their system, or their system, they won't change their system or add wrinkles to their system. You're not only you hurting the players, but you're also hurting yourself, because that assistant coach, he might get you fired. And that's where it was with Don Brown and Harbaugh. He about to get you fired, bro. Day jumping into Saiyans' arms. Day jumping in he jumping in his arm. He jumped in his arms for joy. I got an Ohio State? Let me see.
You're an honorary Buckeye. You're an honorary Buckeye, Kangaroo Black. You did it. You give it to Michigan. You give it to
him. I got another clip. I got another clip of me. Yo, what up, Kinetic? I got another clip of me on there too. I got another clip of me. I loaded up the wrong one. Hey, that was a diabolical live. When I was that day when I was driving, Garrison made me mad, boy. The night before, Garrison made me hot, and I just went nuclear on the on the way to work. What up, Goals? Oh, we got Goals in here. Do I got something for Goals? Let me see. Let me see Goals. Oh, let me see what I got for Goals.
Unruly wretches.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Brought you back to me, Goals. Brought you back. Hey, that video was ruthless. You know, I have some of what, shout out to Goals. You know, and you know, I had an Ohio State fan. He was mad at me in the comments about something. But I imagine if you're an Ohio State fan and I'm cooking in the car or something, I know it got to be hard to watch unless you just like, I get Johnny's style. But if not, and you're like, you've heard of me and then you click on the live and you see me going nuclear like that, boy, I'd be clicking off of that so bad. Like, this dude, who the hell this dude think he is talking about my Buckeyes like that? Boy, who the hell? What the hell? What the hell I done clicked on? Somebody told me this dude was cool. This ain't cool. This dude is cooking my team like like they owe him money or something. What the hell is this? But who is this? That girl on Ohio podcast. I'm waiting for the perfect time to cook her. I don't know what her name is, but on that Ohio podcast, I'm going to cook her. I'm coming for her. Pause. I guess I got to pause that. She's next, Maniac. She is next. I'm waiting for the perfect time to go nuclear on her. Because she be saying some wild stuff. I don't even think I can do a car live to really get after her like I want to. I'm gonna have to be at the house and have the video and get at her point by point, because she just be saying so much crazy stuff. She just be saying so much crazy stuff. It'd be ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna have to be at the house to get at her like I really want to, because she be saying some crazy stuff. Jeez Louise said, let me in, tag me in. Because she be going crazy, bro. Like, she's got a hatred for Michigan she'll just say anything. I ain't gonna front. She'll just say anything. And whether it's wrong, right, it don't matter. She just be on there just going crazy. Johnny, that Urban Meyer RuPaul song video had me in tears the other day. Yes. Check out my YouTube shorts. I got some content, bro, on the shorts, YouTube shorts, and bro, I got some funny content, bro. Trolling Ohio State. Trolling. Bro, it's coming. She says so much diabolical stuff that it's almost overwhelming. Like it's not fact-based. You know what I'm saying? None of it's a fact or anything. It's just her Buckeye opinion, bro. So like she'll go on rants and none of the stuff she says will be true. You know what I'm saying? So like I need her whole video. I need some of her videos, and I'm just going point by point just get after her, because she be wilding. She be wilding, bro. I ain't gonna front. Man, it's because bro, she be wilding. She be wilding. So, but yeah, so somebody was asking me, I gotta email them back where exactly we're gonna be at the spring game. If you're going to the spring game, make sure you're paying attention to our community posts, whether that's Maze Madman, whether that's TJ, and me and TJ got something cooking up for y'all too. Yeah, in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what I got. We cooking up on something.
Oh, diabolical flavors.
Diabolical flavors. We cooking up on something. So be looking out for all of our community posts if you go into the spring game, because that's where you're going to find out whether it's our Twitter or the community posts and, watching these videos. But, on the community post, you'll be able to, okay, they're going to be here and it's on paper. That'll be the reminder where we'll be. I think TJ was saying that he's setting it up with Hailgate, but I'm not sure. So just pay attention to the community post and be looking out for it if you're going to the spring game to find out where we'll all be, meet and greets, pics with subscribers and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? She's on deck. You like baseball, Daniel Henry? She on deck. She on deck to getting one of these epic roasts that I'm known for. She is on deck. She is on deck. Like, I promise you. It's gonna get her. Shout out to Kinetic. Don't forget the Avenger show is Monday night also. Appreciate that, Kinetic. Kinetic say he just chilling. He just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Was that sassy? What do you say, Garrison? Diabolical flavors. Hey, that dude be killing me. Like, he got some of the funniest little moments. Like this one is this
you
one.
don't even know.
No, but I don't know the English.
Like, this dude be looking crazy, bro. You don't even know. boy, this dude be killing me. Like, dude be killing me. He does do some questionable stuff. But yeah, I'm not gonna let her keep sliding. She got about one more time, and I'm going nuclear. I don't want to say on her because she's a girl, so it sounds weird. But yes, I will be in the kitchen cooking her. It's coming. That's loading. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like honestly, that girl, I don't know her name, but she does bring me to the Steven level.
And I ask myself every day, would I do a life sentence about my respect of somebody disrespecting me? Without question.
Without question. She brings that to the table because she be talking too reckless. Moose says they look like Jennifer Grey in Dirty Dancing when he jumped in Sawyer's arms. Moose, you love that video. I cooked them, boy. He jumped in his arms. He wrapped his legs around him. I'm gonna add that in there. I'm gonna go chop that up and I'm gonna add that into one of these because he did. It was diabolical what he did. It was diabolical what he did. Ran up and we get it. Y'all go into the natty, but you come on, coach. You just jumped up and wrapped your arms around your defensive end. That's scary stuff. That's scary. That's some scary stuff. What he did. It's scary. Day 1K says, me and my pops are going to the USC versus Michigan game. Can't believe he talked me into it, but he's going to the Washington versus OSU game in Seattle. Hey, bro, that's two good games, bro, to go to. Like, That's regardless, Michigan playing USC in the Rose Bowl. It's been a long time since we've seen that. That's a good game to go to, bro. Because that's the first matchup between them in a long time at the Rose Bowl. In Washington, that stadium on the water, that's gonna be dope. Y'all, and it's a Pac-12 team, a former Pac-12 team. So it's gonna be a night game. Ohio State complains about not having night games, but if you play a Pac-12 team at their stadium, it'll be a night game. So that'll be a night game, that Washington OSU game. So that'll be fun, bro. Yeah, it's the Ohio podcast. They do good stuff, and I'm cooking up some stuff with them. I I forget the name, but the owners of the channel, not her, because me and her going back and forth, it's gonna get crazy. Because she kind of got a style similar to mine. It's similar, but she ain't speaking facts. She be speaking a lot of feelings. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever heard her say anything good about Michigan. You know what I'm saying? If I never hear you, just like if I listen to Garrison or Chris Drew or whoever with Ohio State, and they never say anything good about Michigan, whether it's talking about offensive line, running backs, defensive backs, the defense in general, Colston Loveland at tight end. If I never hear you say anything good about Michigan, you just biased. You just biased. I can't take nothing you say serious when you talk about Michigan. That's just like if you watched me and every time I talk about Ohio State, there's nothing that I can say that you can take. That's like me saying Caleb Downs is trash. You're going to instantly be like, well, I can't take this guy serious. Jeremiah Smith is trash. Can't take him serious. You get what I'm saying? I called Will Howard a bonehead for most of the season because he would make bonehead mistakes. But I also said that doesn't mean he can't go on a championship run. That doesn't mean he can't start to play good ball and win them a championship. And he did. And once he started doing that, I had to give him his credit because the proof is in the pudding. I ain't gonna sit on here. Oh, it's Ohio State, man. Will Howard just got lucky. Jeremiah Smith, he's not that good. It's this or it's that. No, I'm gonna give credit because we're talking football. If we talking nonsense, then going on somewhere else. But we talking football. So on the football field, I'm gonna give them players and them coaches the respect they deserve because they earned it. I'm gonna sit on here and talk nonsense. When somebody's a dog or they're good at football, I'm gonna give them their credit. When one of these coaches is cooking in a game, I'm gonna give them their credit. I don't care if they coach for Ohio State or coach for whoever. We're talking football, so I'm gonna give credit where it's due. They put the work in. I'm telling you, that girl on Ohio podcast takes me somewhere I don't want to be. That's why I've been holding out on cooking her. Because she be talking too much nonsense. That girl on that podcast, bro, she take me somewhere I don't want to be. I'm telling you, I'm trying to calm down. But yeah, so I guess we can get ready to almost get up out of here. I don't want her on the paddle, bro. I don't want her around me. I don't want her around me because she be talking too much nonsense. Don't come around me. Exactly. I watched that this morning. I'm like, Because I've seen her say a bunch of nonsense before, and I saw her do it again when they had that. I'm like, bruh, because she was like Zach Smith. Zach Smith, let me say this, and then we're gonna start to, because the game's about to come on. You can talk about Zach Smith and you can have your opinion on his wife and all that stuff. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't get into all that because I don't know. I don't know for sure. So the reason I like Zach Smith is because he was an actual coach for Ohio State. So some things he's not going to play about. He ain't going to play about it because he understands the work, and when somebody actually does something good on the field, he's going to give him credit for it. He's not going to play about that because he's a former coach. Coaches and football guys, we don't play about when somebody puts the work in on the field and they actually get the results. We don't play about that. You know what I'm saying? So when Chris was asking Zach about Will Howard and JJ McCarthy, Zach Smith was like, JJ McCarthy's better than him. Like, he's better. As a prospect or whatever, he's better than him. Simple. Will Howard had better receivers, and he was in a better a more pass-friendly offense, and JJ's numbers still were similar to his. JJ's better than him. And it was simple as that. And then she saw Zach say that. A lot of them thought that Zach was going to be on their side when you brought up the Will Howard versus JJ McCarthy, who's better. And Zach was just like, no, JJ's better. JJ's better prospect or in whatever numbers. JJ is actually better than him. And she just, I don't agree with Zach. And then she just started going off on these nonsense takes, talking about receivers don't matter. Yes, it does. Who you're throwing to always matters. Like, what are you talking about? Like, stuff like that, I just can't take it serious, bro. Because you let your fandom just take you out of football 101 knowledge type of stuff. If you won't say that who you're throwing to matters, when we're comparing quarterbacks, who you're throwing to, that doesn't matter. I can't have a conversation with you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just saying anything now. You know what I'm saying? So if you're just saying anything, I can't have a logical football conversation with you. Exactly, Brandon. And this is it. He goes back and forth on his takes about Michigan, the scandal stuff. I think it depends on what side of the bed he woke up on. But as far as football, his takes are pretty good. We're not talking about that. We're talking about in the total. We're talking about the quarterbacks, who the offense they're in, the receivers they're throwing to. All that stuff matters. Yes, Garrison, she argued that the receivers don't matter. Well, we can do that with everybody. Is JJ McCarthy better than Joe Burrow? Is JJ McCarthy better than, like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you're talking too emotional about football and you don't understand it. Like, who you're throwing to always has to be taken in the context of how good a quarterback is. That always has to be taken into context. If you have worse receivers, they can't get open as consistent. You're going to have to make real NFL throws more often, or either you're just not going to have as good stats because your receivers can't get open. If you have receivers that can consistently get open, your job is easier. What are we talking about? Like, come on, I ain't finna get into this. I ain't finna get into this dumb stuff with this, man. That girl crazy. Well, this is for her right here. This is what I want.
It wasn't long ago I remember you used to wait in the car. And as far as I'm concerned, you should still be there.
Sip that water. Just sip that water and be quiet. Because you don't know what you're talking about. But the games are getting ready to come on. So I'm about to get off of here. Everybody enjoy the game, whatever, But I appreciate y'all joining. I'm going to start doing these more consistent Whereas Saturday it's me by myself, and then Sunday it's the call-in show. That's y'all show. That's the fan, the subscribers, whatever you want to call yourself. Ohio State fan, Garrison is always welcome. The battle with him and Steven and whoever else. Garrison does something to y'all. So, whoever. The call-in show is for whoever, The Final Four, NCAA Final Four is about to come on. But yeah, so that's all I got for this one, y'all. So tune in. We will be at the spring game. Me, Maze, Boxing Maniac, TJ, and John Adamo, so that's what's going on with that. Appreciate y'all joining in, and it's gonna be but this is what's gonna be going on. Saturday, me by myself, and Sunday the call-in shows. So it's April and Buckeyes are in our chat. But I appreciate y'all joining. Oh yeah, and Kinetic's gonna try to be at the spring game. Tell him, Garrison, don't lead with your fandom when it's stats. If you lead with your fandom talking to you're gonna have to back them up. You're gonna have to back them up, because real football, when we talking real football, we're gonna get out of the fandom and we're just gonna talk about what it is. Not emotional. We're just gonna talk about it. So I appreciate you, Garrison. I appreciate you, Kinetic, everybody in the chat, Moose. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan.